was Never Get to Heaven by the one, the only Sarah Blaine. You're listening to Saturday Slow Jams on Urban Soul Radio with me, of course, Nylander. I'm so lucky to have Sarah joining me right now in the studio. How are you doing right now, Sarah?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing very well. Thank you so much for coming down to the Saturday Slow Jams to talk
problem.
with us.
No, I'm excited.
So we just heard your new single, Never Get to Heaven. What's the story behind that song?
Well, for me, when I sing it, I didn't write that song, actually. It's one of the few songs that I've recorded that I did not write on. But when I was optioned that song, I immediately fell in love with it. And I lost my mom when I was 8 years old to cancer. And so that song for me is really significant just in that it speaks to wanting to make her proud and just, hoping that I'm able to do that. So...
Well, that's such a sweet story behind that song. But that song's been very successful. It was just featured recently on the ABC hit show Pretty Little Liars. Mm-hmm. How did that get arranged?
Well, I've been in contact with the editor for that show, Lois Blumenthal, for a while, and we've been corresponding and trying to figure out what music of mine we could make work, and this one just really clicked, and it fit in the most perfect scene that I could ever imagine for the song, so...
And are you a fan of the show?
Yeah, I'm a closet fan of the show. I'm a little bit older than their general demographic, but it's pretty addicting.
I have to admit I haven't watched it, but
it's addicting. I don't know if you want to start. No, I'm kidding.
And I'm sure you saw the episode, I'm sure, where they played your song. How'd you feel hearing your song on the show?
Oh, it was great. It was funny because there was a lot going into it. So it was a couple months of like negotiations and then things like that. But it was surreal. I mean, just more than the actual hearing it, but with the response that we got from the fans of the show and now my fans, it was just, it's just been this crazy ride. So,
So have you heard any feedback from people that heard the song on the show that may not have known of your music beforehand?
Yeah, I mean... that show, I have a lot more fans. I'll just say that after that feature, and I'm so grateful to Lois and Pretty Little Liars, but the response has been amazing.
And was it was written with was it written with the show in mind at all?
No, entirely separately. It fits so well, and it's one of those things you can't really make happen. It just.
I mean, it's a great song. I really love it.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate it. At
this point in time, are there any plans of doing maybe another song for the show? Do you know? Or?
Yeah, it's one of those things where I don't know, but we're still in contact, and there's definitely possibilities for that in the future. So I hope so.
I hope so too.
Yeah.
Can't wait to hear it. I'm sure it will happen. Let's go back in time a bit to understand a little bit more about you and where you come from. Mm-hmm. Where were you born?
I was born in Santa Monica, California.
Beautiful place.
Yes, very.
How did that, did you feel pressured going into the music business by being born in L.A.?
Both my parents were in the industry, and so I did a lot of commercials and was kind of a typical L.A. kid in a way, but they weren't stage parents. They introduced me to the industry, but didn't push me. And so I just, I found that I loved it and had a passion for it. And so there was never pressure. It was just because I already had an affinity for it. And so. And
when did you start singing?
I started singing, oh gosh. The first time I performed, I was 4 years old, and it was for 150 people. So
that's a great crowd for being only 4
years old. So, really as long as I can remember.
And what was it that inspired you to sing from a young age?
Like I said, my parents were in the industry and they were singers, so I was kind of emulating them. But I've just always loved music and have this the way it kind of takes over me is it's a different feeling than my normal everyday life. So it feels right to sing.
And what, aside from your parents, what popular musical artist influenced you?
Oh my gosh. Well, there's so many. I'm kind of musically schizophrenic sometimes. My parents sang a lot of old standards and Frank Sinatra and Sammy Davis Jr. and all that old 40s music. And so Great American Songbook stuff. So growing up, that was kind of an influence. But then, then I was 8 years old and really into Britney Spears and into NSYNC. And so it's kind of a combination of all those things. But now I just really enjoy great writing. So whoever's doing that at the moment.
And you did write that song, Never Get to Heaven, right?
I didn't. That was the one
didn't?
I didn't write.
Oh, you didn't write that.
But the writers of that song are friends of mine, and they're incredibly talented. So,
Well, you performed it very well.
thank you. Yeah, and it's like I said, it's special to me. So I typically don't sing songs that I wasn't a writer on, but it just hit me so hard that I had to be a part of it. So,
Well, I'm glad you became a part of it.
Yeah.
And aside from music, you also went into acting at a young age. Tell us about that.
I just started doing commercials and TV shows when I was a kid, and I don't think anyone gets into this industry if they don't like attention.
I mean, how could you?
Yeah, but I just think all forms of creative expression are really amazing, and so just being able to do that in different mediums, whether it's acting or singing or dancing or any of those things, it's just another way to express that. So I always enjoyed it. Music's my main focus now, but there's always room for that too.
I mean, you're very versatile. You're also a dancer too, am I right?
Mm-hmm. I am. Yeah, I have I started dancing when I was 5 and did like 13 years of heavy training. I was in ballet, point, everything really. I can still tap dance. But yeah, I mean, so it like just the gamut as far as the performing arts goes. I'm all
you're
for
doing
it.
everything.
Yeah.
Do you still act professionally, or are you all music at this point?
At the moment, it's really just music. Like I said, I'm open to it, but my focus is so heavily in music that I don't, if it happens, it happens. If not, that's cool too.
And do you remember what age you were when you started writing music?
I wrote little stupid songs when I was a kid. Just, ridiculous things, but really seriously, I started writing when I was about 15. And even, those songs, I look back now and they're terrible, but, just having that growth. And, I think if I hadn't started writing then, I definitely wouldn't be the writer I am now. So, but yeah, 15 was about when I started.
Do you remember what the first song you ever sang was?
First song I ever sang, well, the one I remember was when I was 4, and I sang for that group of people. I sang "Colors of the Wind" from Pocahontas.
Oh, that's a beautiful song.
I love that song.
Vanessa Williams.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
very great artist. And what was it, when you're writing music? Where do you get your inspiration from?
Oh my gosh, all kinds of places. Mostly it's my own experiences, whether that's like with my mom, or whether it's in romantic thing, or but I take inspiration from my friends' experiences, but it's all based in real life. So
I mean, that's the best place to get inspiration from, what really affects you.
Exactly.
And do you have any, I'm sure you have many, but do you have any music artists you dream of collaborating with?
Oh my goodness. Yes. My 2 artists that because I don't get starstruck. It's one of those things, but 2 people, like pinnacle artists that I would just love to collaborate with or write with or just sit at the feet of are Sarah Bareilles. I just think her voice and her writing style and she's just incredible. And Justin Timberlake.
I love those two.
I don't think there's a better entertainer alive today, and he just astounds me. So
I mean, he gets R&B and pop and makes it top the charts.
Exactly. So he can do no wrong in my book. So. And
if I stole your iPod right now, which I'm not going to do because that would be very, very mean, what music could I expect to hear on the iPod?
Oh gosh. Well, like I said, I'm kind of musically schizophrenic, but Justin Timberlake. I was just listening to the 2020 Experience all the way down here. Justin Timberlake's on there, but there's classical music. I have all kinds of alternative rock stuff on there. I've got a ton of R&B. Oh my God. I've got it's thousands and thousands of songs. So
Gotta love iPods. What did they do before you could have thousands of songs?
I don't remember. I mean, yeah, it's amazing.
And so I know you're very busy, but when you have what do you do when you have downtime?
Oh man, I love going to the beach. I just love hanging out with my family and just kicking back. I'm fairly laid back. If I'm not writing or I'm not working or in the studio or something. Just spending time with friends and family and trying to soak up life, I guess.
So with Labor Day coming up, I'm sure you're probably doing something, right?
Yeah, I have a session in the morning, so I'm working on Labor Day, but it's really a wonderful thing. So I'm happy with that. But then I'm gonna go to the beach with my family, and so it'll be a lot of fun.
So I'm sure you'll have a great day still.
Oh yeah.
And have you ever considered doing anything other than music as a career?
Yeah, hardly. I think for a while I was under some sort of, I don't know. Someone told me I shouldn't be a singer, but just because it's difficult. But so I thought, okay, maybe I could go to law school. I have no idea why I even thought that. I think that were like 3 months when I was 13 that I thought that was a good idea, and then it's been singing since then. So
I mean, if it's what you love doing, that's what's most important.
Exactly. So it's panning out, so I can't complain.
I mean, getting your song on Pretty Little Liars. I mean, people I'm sure dream of that.
Oh yeah, no, it's been a dream come true, really, and it's just shooting up. So it's one of those things where I'm just gonna ride it.
And that single, "Never Get to Heaven," that's your second single, am I right? The first one was "Dance with the Devil." Tell us about that.
Yeah, I put out a single it was almost a year ago, called "Dance with the Devil," and it's a dance pop track, and it's really fun. I was working with some producers that, we were just experimenting with different sounds, and so I'm still really proud of it. But it's one of those things where now I've really captured the sound that I want to create. And so Dance with the Devil is still super fun, and I'm always happy to make, pop music like that. But I think Never Get to Heaven kind of captures my soul more than, Yeah,
it was definitely more of a pop
track. It's fun. Yeah. It's great to dance to, and I dance to it, but just as far as where I am as an artist now, I'm just really proud of my growth, and yeah.
I mean, you have a lot to be proud of.
Oh, thank you.
Are you in the process of recording an album?
I am, yeah. We're not quite sure when it's going to come out, but I'm in the studio constantly, so we're just kind of picking and sifting through, all the stuff that I've recorded in the past and what we need to fill in now to just create a cohesive album. So
how often are you writing songs?
Oh gosh, I mean, I write at least a couple songs a week.
Oh wow!
If not more than that, I try to write every day, just to keep it flowing. But yeah, really, it's a constant thing.
Do you write in the same kind of style, or do you do various different?
Oh, various different styles. I mean, it's all soul pop is what I'd call it now. But up tempo ballads, it's all over the place. So.
And where do you see yourself in 10 years?
Oh man, in 10 years, I'm gonna dream really big. Let's see, 10 years from now, I want to have my own label, my own music label, and be able to give, what I'm beginning to experience to other people.
Well, so. I'm sure you could definitely do that.
Yeah.
10 years.
Yeah.
I see you at the Grammys, and then they're going to have the Sarah Blaine cruise.
Sweet.
And what advice could you give to young, up-and-coming music artists?
Oh, just follow your dreams. I mean, I think if you have music in your heart and you want to, there's a way to get it out there, and it's just about not giving up. I've been working at this for a while now, and it's just now really catching fire. And that's not to say everyone's going to make it, but I think that you just can't sell yourself short.
Because, I mean, as you said, so many people told you not to do it because it's hard, but
yeah,
you did it, and you're having great success right now.
Exactly. So, I mean, just listen to your guide, really, your self, and if you need to do it for yourself, then do it, because no one else can.
And what would you say was your first big break?
Big break? I mean, this was huge. This Pretty Little Liars thing has really done wonders for me in the past couple months, and it's like I said, it just continues to get bigger and bigger. But I think meeting my two managers that I have just helped me create. They have great contacts, so it was one of those things where if you're talking about a big break, it just put me in different rooms with different people and things like that. But it just helped create a sense of a solid foundation business wise, rather than just having a good voice and being able to write music. So that's another thing about if someone wants to be a musician or be a singer, get the business side right, because that a lot of times falls by the wayside, and it's the music business. It's not the music friend. Because
it doesn't really matter how good you are if you don't have the right people
Yeah.
selling your music at the right places.
Exactly. Or not even just that, but just making sure that there's somebody looking out for you.
Yeah, it's always good when someone has your back.
Yeah.
And if people want to go buy your music, which I'm sure they do because it's amazing, where could they go?
It's on iTunes. Never Get to Heaven, Sarah Blaine. You can look up any of that. I believe it's on Google Play as well for people who don't have iPhones or Apple products. The song's on YouTube, and the music video is going to be coming out September 9th. So a week from Tuesday.
And I'm going to make sure to share that when it comes out on the Saturday Slow Jams Facebook page. So Go hit the like button and like Sarah Blaine on Facebook.
Thank you.
Where can they follow you on social media?
SarahBlaine.com is available, but there's Facebook.com/SarahBlaineMusic, and on Twitter I'm just at Sarah Blaine, and I'm pretty active on there. So yeah, hit me up.
And do you have any upcoming live performances we should go check out?
I have some private performances lined up. I don't have a tour or anything at the moment. We're working on getting that schedule put together, but I'll put it up on my social media. So.
And when people go to one of your live shows, what can they expect? Do you do your own songs, or do you cover other songs?
I do a couple covers, but at this point I'm doing pretty much strictly my own stuff. So it's fun. It's a lot of fun.
And thank you so much for coming on the show. Is there anything else you'd like our listeners to know before you go?
No, I think we covered it. I'm just really grateful to be here, and yeah, thank you so much for having me.
Well, it's such a pleasure having you. I love the new single. Everyone better go buy it. It's called Never Get to Heaven, and get Dance with the Devil also.
Sweet, thanks.
Sarah Blaine's an amazing artist. I hope you enjoyed my interview with her right here on Saturday Slow Jams. Here's Boys to Men with On Bended Knee.
Woo!